All right, boys and girls, so a slight change to the schedule, but that's okay. We can be flexible. Right now, we are just viewing this video so that you can review the problems from page 343 and page 344. So you were solving 7 through 17 odd. So right now I'm on page 343 looking at problem number 7. So again, a review basically of what you did on Tuesday with adding fractions. We know that the denominator is not going to change, so we're still working with eighths. But now we're going to add basically these numerators, and 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. So we have a total of 3/8. Question number 9. Now we're working again with eighths. So our denominator remains the same, and now we're just adding the numerator. 4 plus 1 is equal to 5. This is a total of 5/8. Number 10. Sorry, 11. We're doing odd. The denominator is 10, right? We're working with tenths here, so the denominator is not going to change. It's going to stay the same. We're going to add our numerators, and we know that 3 added to 5 will give us a sum of 8. This fraction, if we were to read it, is 8/10. Number 13. So they tried to trick us by including more than 2 fractions, but that's okay. It is still the same rule. Our denominator is not going to change. We're going to add our numerators. We know that 4 added to 3 gives us a sum of 7. And when we add 2 more, now we have 9. 9/5. Those of you that went the extra step, you could turn this into a mixed number. It did not indicate to do that on the directions, so that's okay if you did not. But we know that with a mixed number, when we're changing improper fractions, which is what this is, to a mixed number, we think, how many times can 5 go into 9 without going over? Right, 1 time. 1 times 5 is 5. That would leave us with 4/5 remaining. So 1 4/5. Again, if you did not do this extra step, that is okay. I just thought it'd be a good review. Number 15. Now we are working with sixth. We are adding 2/6 plus 5/6. Denominator remains the same, and 5 plus 2 is 7. If you went the extra step and you want to change that to a mixed number, how many times will 6 go into the number 7? Well, I know it'll go in there evenly 1 time without going over, because 1 times 6 is 6. So you're thinking in your brain up here, okay, I've used up 6, so how many are left? To get from 6 to 7, you'd have 1 left. And of course, it's going to stay over the same denominator, giving you a mixed number of 1 1/6. Last one on this page, we're adding tenths. Denominator does not change, and 11 plus 11 gives me a numerator of 22. Now, if we were going to change that to a mixed number, how many times will 10 go into 22 without going over? 2. 10 times 2 is 20. So how many would be remaining? Well, from 20 to 22, you have 2 left over. So 2 2/10. And again, we're just kind of using that opportunity to review. All right, let's turn the page over. Now we're on page 344. You had a couple of problems here on the back. You're using this table over to the right. And it looks like they're giving you shapes in a set. So you have a triangle, a rectangle, a figure that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a hexagon, and a circle. Let's look at the question. What fraction of the set is either triangles or rectangles? So I need to look and identify triangles and rectangles. So I'm adding those two because it says either. So 2/10 added to 4/10 would give me a total of 6/10. Number 20. Write and solve an equation to find what fraction of the set is either circles or rectangles. So circles or rectangles. Circles, or now we're on this one, rectangles. So we're using that one again. So if we're going to write an equation, it might look something like 3/10 plus 4/10 is equal to C over C. I don't know. I just picked a number. Oh, F. They wanted you to use F. Sorry. So F is going to be equal to, we know the denominator does not change, it's tenths, and 3 plus 4 is 7. 7 tenths. Number 21. Which two shapes make up half of the set? Well, if we know that this set contains 10 shapes because it's been broken into tenths, we need to find two numbers that added together will equal half of 10, which is 5 tenths. So two shapes. Well, right away I see 4 plus 1. So we're going to use that rectangle again. 4 tenths plus 1 tenth is equal to 5 tenths. Now it's not wanting fractions though for the answer. It wants which two shapes. So we would have to respond with rectangle and this is called a hexagon. All right, great job today. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you again for your flexibility. I'll see you tomorrow morning.